Yeah, good morning, sir. Good morning, Professor Makaya. Welcome to Germany. from Birmingham, Paris, from Paris to Belgium. Maastricht. Okay. Yeah. Wow, you're welcome. You're welcome. I had it already once in the interview. That was a discussion about African theology.
Yes.
Am I correct?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. And I'm happy to have you today once again.
It's my pleasure.
So, good morning, everybody. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, everybody out there listening. This is Miro African Diaspora TV, MAD. Welcome to the program Think Tank, where we discuss political and cultural issues about Africans and Africans in diaspora. Today I'm here with Honorable Professor Makaya of the University of Birmingham, and we are going to talk once again about religion in Africa. How does religion affect the life of Africans, and what is religion from African context? Is that correct, sir? Should I say religion or Christianity?
Christianity, or
Christianity.
It depends on what we're looking at.
Okay, so I would like to say that the key word here today is asking the question: how does he perceive religion in Africa in this post-colonization, post-colonial time?
As we said last time, for me, people practice whatever religion they choose to practice, and I chose to practice Christianity because I refuse to believe that Christianity is a European religion, because that's what you hear a lot of people saying and so on. Because when I look at the history of Christianity, I think I can feel proud enough to say that the Bible is an African book. As far as I'm concerned, God began his work on the African continent. If you know the history of Christianity, you will look, it's very clear. You can go in the Old Testament, you look at characters like Moses, they developed in Africa, in Egypt. If you see, for instance, God, when he decides to take his son to safety when he was being threatened to be killed by Herod, he took him and hid him in Africa, in Egypt. We can go in the New Testament. We've got a baptism in the first century already in the book of Acts. The eunuch, the Ethiopian eunuch, who was baptized in Ethiopia. So for me, I refuse to believe that Christianity is foreign to the Africans. I believe that it is also our religion. Yes.
Okay. I mean, this has more to do also with the history of Christianity.
Yes.
I think people who believe in Christianity, people who believe that Christianity is European culture or tradition, if you will, they do so having, reflected or having understood what it means to be a colonized person and to be, taught to do a different religion. Our people before the coming of the Europeans were not practicing what we call today Christianity.
Yeah,
we
might not have had the Bible.
Yes.
But
and that is
what we were practicing. If you look at the Old Testament, it's similar.
Yeah? The similarity, of course, is clear.
But we have believed the lie that Christianity starts in the 15th century when the Europeans started to flood into Africa for what I call a revival. For me, it was a revival.
A revival?
Okay? Yes, a Christian revival. But to say that Christianity starts there, when they come with the Bible, in the book of Acts,
King James Version,
whatever version, when they're coming, already the Bible is talking about Africa. Moses, the eunuch.
Did our people understand it?
That's what I'm saying to you. You see, it is about knowing.
Yeah, that's
knowledge. If we didn't have the Bible then, so those stories, the people could not know them unless somebody goes and explain and so on. It wasn't a problem that them who had the scripture and brought it to us. expanded. But unfortunately, for me, they hid some things because they didn't want us to have anything to do with God. That He will be
Okay.
good for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is one young man from Nigeria,
Yes.
an Igbo man. He's making wave currently on Facebook. I've forgotten his name actually, but he's promulgating for the revival of our father's religion.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word traditional religion after
No, pre-Christian.
pre-Christian religion.
African religions. Yes.
So this young man is, he's saying that he had a person from UK, not UK, US, that had his discussion on internet, and he had to reach out to him, and he sent in a copy or copies of letter written by this Belgian king Leopold,
Yes.
the second, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So that one went to colonize.
Talk more about religion itself. So, I would like to ask you about your perception or your opinion concerning the francophone recent uproar or recent change in francophone, like kicking France out of
From
Africa, out of Mali at least,
Yes.
and Guinea,
Niger.
Niger, sorry. So now we still have the Senegal is trying to do the same. I don't know. The newly elected president of Senegal made an interesting introduction statement during his inauguration, and that was powerful. All the things he said were pointing to the direction that they will not continue to allow France to dominate them as they've been doing to their our great grandfathers. I think that's one the crux of the issue.
Yeah.
And I would like to know from you what is your evaluation of the whole situation so far?
Right. Let me start by saying that for most of the former French colonies, for the last 64 years, what has been happening in terms of relationship between France and those countries has been exploitation, really systematic stealing, so to speak, okay, for 64 years for most of the countries, but the French Guinea-Conakry, even more because they became independent in 58, okay, so 60, 66, now they have been going on like that for a long time, from the time of colonization. And I tend to say to my friends in England who say, oh, British colonizers, the British as colonizers were rough and so on. I say to them, no, you check the story of the relationship between France and its former colonies. You're going to see that the British didn't even do a quarter of what the French do in their former colonies. So I'm going to explain.
So you're saying French is more brutal?
Oh my God. Now, I'm going to explain. Now, the two had two different systems of colonization. One had indirect rule. That's the British.
Yeah.
So they will come to you, the head of the village, and speak to you and say, okay, look, we've got this that we want to do in your village. Do you think the population will appreciate it? You then will look and say, oh yes, my population would like that, and so on. So they will come and do it. If you say, no, the population will not accept that, they will not come and oppose. But the French, who had the direct rule, they will come without even asking you. They come and impose things. So, in other words, everything which was not happening in Paris was systematically export to Abidjan, to Brazzaville. I mean, it was ridiculous. You understand? Because it's different cultures. You cannot just bring things and, impose them systematically. That's the beginning, right? Now, when it came to exploiting, they just let themselves and so on and so forth. Now, when we come to the independence, the British decided to leave. Okay? They decided to leave, created their former colonies, the Commonwealth, which became a tool of exchange in terms of business and so on and so forth. All right? Now, there could be some points where a bit of exploitation could creep in and so on and so forth. But the French created what they called la communauté, the community. The goal was the president then started to blackmail the leaders who were there. Now, okay, you don't want us? Okay, good. When we leave, if we encounter difficulties, don't call us. All right? Now, if we want us to come, if you want to call us, you need to belong to this community. Some of them were scared of the unknown. It's the first time they're leading and so on and so forth. They decided to stay in the community. But people like, for instance, the president, what's his name again? The president of Guinea, Guinea-Conakry, he said, no, we are not joining the community. We are going to leave our country ourselves. You know what happened to him? He changed the currency and so on. So France thought, no, but this one is coming with so many things to change and so on. So we are in danger there. It was gone. Then, those people who stayed in, all they did is protect the French interests. And the French provided them with safety. That's why you've got so many military bases in a diversity of Francophone countries. Now, I said to a friend the other day, isn't it funny? If you go to France, are you going to find one single African soldier in France in the name of cooperation? No. What is France doing? What are the French doing there? They are there.
Where again do we find them?
You find them because Africa, they are Senegal is planning to send